Today I will cover what is the tax-free savings account, or the TFSA in Canada, the TFSA contribution limit, the TFSA withdrawal rules, the benefits of using the TFSA, and how to use the TFSA to grow your wealth and reduce the taxes you pay. In a world where you have constant piles of money outflows, from the rising price of groceries to eating out, Uber costs, rent and mortgage payments, everything around you is costing you more money, resulting in more bills, more taxes, and less money in your pocket. Here's where the TFSA comes in. The TFSA is a financial tool that allows you to keep more of your hard-earned money and put it towards the things you care about. Whether it's to save money to buy a house, start a family, have an emergency fund, or save for your retirement, the TFSA will allow you to attain these important financial goals sooner and in the most tax-efficient manner. So with that, let's understand what is a TFSA. Firstly, the TFSA is an account. It is not an investment product that you buy. The TFSA is a tax-sheltered investment account. Tax-sheltered means that any profit you earn inside your TFSA will not be taxed, so your investments grow tax-free. Your money inside a TFSA will grow much faster than it would in a normal investment or savings account, where the government would take taxes on any profits your investments earn. Second, the TFSA is much more than just a cash savings account. It can be used to hold all sorts of investment products. The word savings in the name is misleading. I hate to admit this, but for around 6 years, I used the TFSA as a savings account, earning a measly 0.1% interest. This is not the best use of your precious TFSA contribution room, as you would not pay a great deal of tax on the small interest earned. The savings rate will barely keep up with inflation, and so your money will lose value every day. Using the TFSA to invest in high-quality blue-chip investment products such as stocks, GICs, ETFs, and REITs, where you have the potential to earn a much higher return, would result in a much greater tax benefit to you than using the TFSA as a cash savings account. The term blue chip investment means investing in financially stable companies with a history of consistent performance. These are typically considered reliable, low-risk investments. When you contribute money towards your TFSA, there is no tax deduction that you are able to claim, which is a key advantage of your RRSP. As a reminder, a tax deduction is an expense that reduces your income that is subject to tax. Now let's move on to TFSA withdrawals. At the same time, one of the biggest advantages of the TFSA is withdrawal flexibility. You can take money out of your TFSA whenever you want for any reason without paying any tax on these withdrawals. This is not the case with your RRSP, where withdrawals prior to your retirement are taxed heavily. With the TFSA, any money you take out during the year can be recontributed back in the following year, so you don't permanently lose this contribution room upon withdrawal, which is the case with your RRSP. This offers withdrawal flexibility, which is a huge advantage of the TFSA over the RRSP. One important point to note is that when you withdraw money out of your TFSA, you do not immediately regain this contribution room back. You regain this room back on January 1st of the following year. This brings us to the TFSA withdrawal strategy. So here's a TFSA tip. If you have to take money out of your TFSA, aim to withdraw it towards the end of the year, such as in December. This way, you'll only have to wait a short period until January 1st of the new year to regain this contribution room back. If you withdraw money out of your TFSA at the beginning of the year, such as in January, you will have to patiently wait a whole 12 months before you can regain this contribution room back. I appreciate that you do not always have the flexibility to decide when you may need to take money out of your TFSA, such as in an unforeseen emergency or large unforeseen expense. But to the extent you do have control over the timing as to when you need to take these funds out, it is wise to do so towards the end of the year. Now let's move on to the TFSA eligibility. The two main TFSA eligibility requirements are that you are A, a Canadian resident with a valid SIN, and B, you are 18 or older. Now, how much can you contribute into your TFSA? This brings us to understanding the TFSA contribution limit. Because of the tax benefits, the government limits the amount of money you can contribute into your TFSA. This limit or cap is known as your TFSA contribution limit. Your TFSA contribution room starts accumulating from the year you turn 18, and you get additional TFSA room every year after that. If you became a Canadian resident after the age of 18, your TFSA contribution room starts accumulating from the year you became a Canadian resident. The TFSA came into effect in 2009. So if you were older than 18 in 2009, like me, your TFSA contribution room starts accumulating from 2009. You gain additional TFSA contribution room every year on January 1st, regardless of whether you have earned income or actually opened a TFSA account. Your TFSA contribution limit does not have anything to do with the income you earn, as is the case with your RRSP. You get this room every year as long as you are at least 18 and a Canadian resident. You can start contributing into your TFSA as soon as you turn 18. The TFSA contribution room limit is adjusted every year for inflation. The annual TFSA contribution limit for 2024 is $7,000. Here is a table with the TFSA contribution limits by year. So for example, if you became a Canadian resident in 2016 and you were above 18 at the time, in this case, to get your total available TFSA contribution limit, you would add up the yearly limit from 2016 up to 2024. So your total TFSA contribution limit on January 1st, 2024 would be $54,000. This is assuming you have never contributed any money previously into your TFSA. So what if you can't use up your entire available TFSA contribution room? You do not need to worry if you haven't been able to use up your entire available TFSA contribution room. You won't lose it. You can carry forward any unused TFSA contribution room into future years indefinitely. So how do I calculate my TFSA contribution limit? You can calculate your TFSA contribution limit using a TFSA contribution limit calculator that I will link down below. So you do not need to worry about calculating it by hand. However, it is good practice to know how it works. You can check your TFSA contribution limit by logging in to your CRA My account. However, the amount listed on your CRA My account is not up to date. In March 2024, the CRA will display your TFSA contribution limit up until January 1st, 2024. When the new year hits, it takes them around 2 months to calculate and confirm this amount. I would not rely on the amount that you see in your CRA My account. Tracking your TFSA contributions and withdrawals throughout the year is crucial to stay on top of your TFSA contribution limit and ensure that you do not over-contribute. This brings me to the TFSA over-contribution penalty. If you contribute more than your TFSA contribution limit in the current year, you will be subject to a penalty tax of 1% per month on the excess amount. You can open multiple TFSA accounts with different financial institutions, such as RBC or Questrade, provided the total contributions you have made across all these accounts are under your TFSA contribution limit. So in summary, the main benefits of a TFSA are: you get tax-free growth inside your TFSA, protecting any profits your investments earn from taxes. And you get tax-free withdrawals. You do not get to claim tax deductions for contributions towards your TFSA as you do with your RRSP. You gain additional TFSA contribution room every year on January 1st. If you have to withdraw money from your TFSA, aim to withdraw it towards the end of the year. This way, you'll only have to wait a short while until January 1st of the new year to regain this contribution room back. It is crucial to track your TFSA contributions and withdrawals throughout the year to ensure you are under your TFSA contribution limit and avoid any tax penalty. There is a 1% penalty tax per month on the excess amount in your TFSA. You are best placed to invest in high quality income producing investments and not risky investments inside your TFSA, as you do not get to offset any losses. Thank you for watching.